All right, today I wanted to talk about how there's just a lot of noise out there and we don't always have to listen to it. And this is something that I've been struggling with lately because you can always be scrolling or reacting or comparing or just trying to stay in the loop with certain things, and it can often weigh down what you actually intentionally sought out to do or what you wanted to do. And part of the struggle is trying to let go of all that noise, because when you do let all of it go, or the majority of it, you'll actually be able to get some clarity in what you want to do in your day to day. So when I say noise, what am I talking about? It's going to be different for everybody. We all are going to get our notifications on our day to day. It could be phone calls, text messages, DMs, just overall notifications, but also what you watch. There's always a whole bunch of news going on, a whole bunch of bad news, other people's drama or other people's opinions. Every day there's just a bunch of distractions and a bunch of noise, a lot of overstimulation. We're crowded with a lot of overstimulation nowadays. It's super hard for a lot of us to just sit in silence. And for a lot of us out there, it could be vices too, whatever the vices are. There's a long list of vices you can go through, but even something as simple as video games can be a vice. And that can be noise too, if it's taken away from what you are supposed to be doing. All of those things disconnect you from the signal that you should be taking in. So why do we hold on to noise? First of all, it makes us feel like we're doing something. It's deceiving, even if we're not doing something. It gives us those little dopamine hits. I'm sure you guys hear a lot about dopamine nowadays, but it's true. That stuff, all those distractions give you dopamine hits every single time that you go to them and you fall for them. And also, a lot of us hold on to them because it's hard for you to sit in silence with your own thoughts. Most people can't even do that. That's why they always have to have some sort of distraction going on, a whole bunch of noise going on. So when you start to let go of some of that noise, what are some things that could happen? First, you're going to start thinking more clear. You're going to be able to actually hold on to the values that matter to you the most, and values that you might have forgotten about or buried deep down will also start to resurface and come back up, and you can put those in the forefront of your life. And you'll be able to reconnect with your own pace and not the internet's. Because if you're always full of distractions and all that stuff, you're going to feel like you have to keep up with the same pace as everybody else, or what society thinks that you should be doing. But you got to just stay on your own pace, and you got to focus on your own signal, because that's how you're really going to be able to keep going and do things that you want to do. I talk about that a lot, doing what you want to do. That's super important to me, because I don't think you should be on somebody else's program or doing what other people think you should be doing, or just trying to follow other norms that are just out there just for the sake of doing it. You should really tap into what you want to do and how you really want to go about this. But you can't do that with all the noise going on and all the distractions. You really got to cut all that stuff out. And that's super important, because that's how you can plant that seed and start to build momentum. And then once you build a little bit of momentum, then it's easier to hold on to it. But if you lose that, it's super hard to get that back when you lose momentum. So of course you have to start letting go of these things, and you have to let go of the noise. Start with the most distracting one, whatever that one is for you. Try to get rid of it. See how much clarity you get when you do cut it out, and then go on to the next, and then go on to the next one. And keep going down that list of anything that you think might be distracting you, or things that aren't really letting you move on or carry forward or elevate. And when you start to cut those things, you'll be able to create space for some things that are really good for you. You probably hear about it a little bit, but you should read, or you should try to journal a little bit. I've talked about the gym on here quite a bit. I think that's super important. You can tap into that a little bit more. Just overall, when you cut the noise, you'll be able to sit in silence. You can really listen to what the inner you really wants. Because if it's being all buried and suppressed by distractions, the inner stuff that you really want to do, or the inner stuff that you aren't really catering to, is going to be able to surface, going to be able to bubble up to the top again. And then you can pull from that. You don't have to give everything your attention. Get used to saying no, or get used to going without certain things. Take a hiatus from certain things. Cut things out. Not everything deserves your attention or your energy or your time, especially your time. The time is the most important thing. If it's taking up too much of your time and it's a distraction and it's not actually helping you, you have to get rid of it. And like I said earlier, when you get rid of some of that stuff, you're going to free up a lot of your time. There's 168 hours in every week. So if you cut 20 of those of distractions, you cut 20 hours out of distractions out of your week, let's say, that's 20 hours that you can find something else to do that's going to actually boost your signal and that's going to help you out, whatever it is that you think you're going to want to do in that time. But the most important of all is just freeing up that time, because that's all distractions are. That's all noise is. Noise is just a time eater. That's all it is. It just eats away at your time. It eats away at your days. And you look up, then a week passes, a month passes, years pass, and they were just full of distractions and they were just full of noise. And you can only get things done truly when you cut out all that noise and you focus on signal. And when you hold on to that signal for a long period of time, which I know is hard to do, it is hard to do. A lot of us do struggle with it. You'll just be able to focus more on the things that really matter to you. And I think that's something that I'm really trying to push on this channel, is just doing what you want to do and doing what matters to you, and not worrying about distractions and noise and all the other stuff that's going on nowadays in this crazy, chaotic world. So today, just start by letting go of one thing, just one piece of noise that's super distracting for you. Just cut it out, go without it 30 days, and then try to cut it out forever. And then with that, when it's cut, replace that with an act of silence or something productive that you've always wanted to do, or that you want to try to do. Try something new. If you haven't journaled before, get out a notebook or a piece of paper and just write down what you're thinking without all the distractions, when your mind is clear and you're not trying to fill up the time with noise. And also take that time to listen to your inner self, because like I said earlier, things are going to bubble up and you're going to either have to deal with them or act on them. But those are both good things for you to do, instead of just being distracted by them or trying to numb them with things. Like I said earlier, it could be vices or it could just be normal distractions, which those are distractions too. But you're going to be able to identify the things that you really want to do deep down and the thoughts you really have deep down. And just like I said, you're going to have to either deal with them or act on them, whatever it may be. So if you're new here, my name is TJ. Let me know down below, what is the most distracting thing for you, the most distracting noise that you want to get rid of? Because we all have something. We all have a piece of our life that is just full of noise and full of chaos that it would actually benefit us to get rid of and fill that space with something else that will be better on for us later on. So, all right, I'm out. See you.